If the Employee Free Choice Act with card check was to come before you for a vote, would you vote for it? If yes, why? If no, why not?
I believe the secret ballot has to be maintained with union certification obtained through the secret ballot as opposed to collecting cards. And I say that because the secret ballot is a part of the institutions of American government. And I also say it for a very practical reason, John, and that is that I believe there ought to be labor law reform, and said so when employees' choice first came up several years ago. And I've worked with a group of Democratic senators, 6 of us in all, to work out a compromise which has been accepted by labor, accepted by John Sweeney, accepted by Rich Trumka, that Leo Gerard is nodding in the affirmative, accepted by SEIU, by Andy Stern. And a key part of my job is to find accommodations. I can guarantee you that you won't find 59 votes, let alone 60, in the Senate today if you eliminate the secret ballot. And we have worked through a timetable where unions can be certified very promptly. And the most important part of the accommodation we have reached is on the arbitration, which has been really the key point behind employees' choice. And I played a key role in structuring that with a last best chance offer, and worked that through with Andy Stern and with John Sweeney and with the labor movement. And my record on labor, I'll let others characterize it, but I chaired the Appropriations Subcommittee, which had the Department of Labor. And I personally took the lead in funding the National Labor Relations Board so that it could do its job. I took the lead on mine safety, on NYCHA, and had hearings when we had mine collapses. I took the lead in improving the funding for OSHA, for worker safety. And 22 times I voted for Davis-Bacon. And more than 20 times I voted to increase the minimum wage. And when Ed Rendell called me up and said, Arlen, you need to vote for the stimulus package, I'm in deep, deep trouble. Let me tell you, the $16 billion that Pennsylvania got is all that's paying out unemployment compensation today. It's all that's paying out Medicaid today. And you may not agree with me 100% of the time, but if you take a look at my labor record, it's better than Ivory Snow. It's better than 99.44. Thank you.
So you no longer believe that the reason you can't support card check is because of the potential for union thuggery?
I never have. I never have. That is not so. And I've heard that said before, and I've gone back and checked the record, and I challenge you on the record to back that up. I've worked with labor unions, and I've gotten labor union support. And I've gotten labor union support from the men in this room, and Bill George is nodding in the affirmative. And my record on labor is second to none. And the positions I've taken have worked it out with recalcitrant people. And that's what a senator is supposed to do. He's supposed to work out compromises, to cross the aisle.
If when you're the senator and the Employee Free Choice Act with card check comes before you, would you vote for it? And if yes, why? If no, why not?
Yes, and I have already voted for it once. It came out of my committee, the Education Labor Committee, last year, and I'm the original co-sponsor of it. Here's why. The NLRB of President Bush did a study in 2007.
National Labor
Relations Board. I'm sorry.
I mean, you must find as bright as you.
No, they're much brighter, trust me. And they found, mind you, this is President Bush's, that in 32% of the cases where workers try to have the right for collective bargaining, they are fired, intimidated. And 42% of the times, after they get the right, they never get to a contract because there's 5 administrative and legal ways to stop it. Mischief is being done. If you fix the NLRB, I frankly think you could solve a lot of the problem. It's broken. And so therefore, we legislate against those who have undue power over someone else. And you can see it in these facts. We legislated against the poll tax because African Americans were being denied the right to vote. We legislated and finally worked for women to have the right to vote. In the same way, employers have power undue over those that want to come together by law. That's why I will support an effort, as I met with John Sweeney, that if the unions come together in an agreement that they want to compromise differently and the unions agree to it, I will be supportive of it. And there has been talk about that. But I've already voted for it, I'm co-sponsor of it, so you knew if that bill comes forward, I will vote for it. Thank you.